What's up, YouTube? Hopefully you guys have had a great start to the week. Want to getting back into this again and providing some trade thoughts and what have you. Coming into the Sunday Open, Globex actually trended pretty well for us. So I won't talk about all the trades because over the Asia live session, I was actually hosting a session with the students. So there was a lot of demonstrations of A setups, B setups, C setups, and also how to manage those trades when they don't work out, all that type of stuff. So there was a lot of trades being taken, but I'll touch on a couple of trades that took over the Asia sessions, the one that really counted and the ones that I really would consider as the better setups. And then going into New York, I'll also touch about today. If this is your first time following, please drop a like and subscribe. It means a lot to me and it helps it out. So getting into this, so the first trade that I really want to highlight that worked out really well for us over the opening was the double top. So we had our Globex open over here on obviously during our Sunday 3 p.m. open, and we kind of consolidated a little bit in the range, but what we ended up putting in was a double top here on the high of the Asia session at the time, which then kind of triggered a clean setup for us to take shorts to the downside. You'll notice that on the 5-minute time frame as well, we actually had a really nice 9 EMA cross, and on the FF indicator as well during that exact moment, which I'll highlight here. Give me 1 second. Switch over to the 5-minute time frame. You will see that we had a very clean hold as well. So this is the trigger line, as you guys have heard many times before. We basically held beneath the trigger line off the Globex Open, and it offered us a great opportunity for the trend line cross and also the trigger line hold beneath. And we just basically pushed all the way down throughout the session. So obviously trying to catch the continuation can be tough sometimes with the way that the candles are forming. But I know many people in the Discord had caught the short as well, which was pretty solid. I mean, that was kind of the first clean trade that I want to highlight. The other one that was that I caught around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which was around here. Yes, it was around here. We were kind of finding some support in this area, and so I'd entered a trade at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, looking for us to double bottom to the upside, because on the overall larger time frame, I wanted to really see our long thesis play out. Now this really started to chop up, and I got very close to getting stopped out when this price moved down, but luckily I did have my stop loss not at the wick but a few ticks beneath it, so it saved me and kept me in the trade. And that's pretty much when it pretty much worked in my favor afterwards. I posted this on Instagram. I trimmed I think for about like 30 some points, and then I trimmed again for about 60 some points, I think it was. I don't remember the exact anymore at this point in time, but I held it overnight. Actually, I moved my stop loss up for the last contract because I entered this with 3 minis, and I generally size up when I have trades that I like a little bit more than others, and so that's essentially what I did here. I moved my stop loss to about 40 points in profit before I went to bed, and we never really actually came back down, as you can see. So I was able to capitalize on the move up over the New York pump here, and I moved the stop loss just beneath the candle low. And I managed to close off that entire Topstep trade. Again, you probably would have seen on Instagram, about a little over $4,000. I'm one trading day away from requesting for another max payout on the account, so I'm fairly confident that I'll be able to do that going into the next session here. So that was a couple of the trades that I took over the Asia and London session. Now coming into today, I started off really kind of looking for longs. Like I really want, like I said, I really want to see us play this out. I was hoping that we were going to get to some continuation, but we really held down beneath the level as well as the channel that I had drawn before. When we put in this 2-minute candle, I really thought that maybe this was going to be that 2-minute failure to go lower. That was going to give us the push that we needed to go up from here. We never got the follow through. I did enter options here, and I took a negative 30% loss on this the moment we kind of breached back beneath the low of the wick. So I closed out that trade, but instead I entered in shorts afterwards, which again on Instagram I posted the play-by-play as well. And if you're in the Discord, you would have seen that the play-by-play as well on that. It was very tricky starting off the day, but overall you can kind of see that we did end up having a really solid push to the downside. I basically trimmed for 30%, 70%, 100%, 150%, and then the last contract, which was literally the last contract, I trimmed for 200%, or I closed it off for 200%, I should say. And overall, again, I liked it because we rejected my channel and my level. We started locking in lower highs as well. Again, if you go to the FF indicator for today's price action, you will also see the same thing where we came in, we put in a lower high beneath the trigger line, and then the next lower high, we respected the trigger line again. We also had the trend line cross of the trigger line. And from there on out, we pretty much rode this position all the way down to the bottom, which obviously kind of played out very well for me. And I was pretty much done from that point on. Overall, very solid day. All of my Lucid accounts all hit the minimum that was required. One of my 4 Lucid accounts is there's just one trading day away from being able to request for another $3,000 payout. My Topstep is one trading day away from a $5,000 request to payout. And options wise, pretty solid way to start off. I think I finished off options around $3,000 to $4,000 today. I have to double check and go back to it again. I don't remember, but a really great way to start off the week, which also means for myself, knowing that we have NVDA earnings on Wednesday after hours, I'm probably going to like just manage my expectations going into that. I don't know how much follow through we're going to have, or if we're just going to range back and forth. Yeah, anyways, that's kind of my 2 cents. I mean, even later on in the day as well, you can honestly reference the trigger line for trades. We are this low area that we're bouncing off of. This is actually a long area that I've been watching for. And so although I wasn't at my desk, this double bottom potential higher low break up was a nice entry for longs. If you didn't like the pattern because you were worried, the trigger line offered a nice entry as well. As soon as we reclaimed back above the trigger line, we had a nice test and hold of it. And so you could have caught longs off, catch longs off of this as well, which again, a risk, you could probably take in a risk of about 25 points, give or take. And the high of this play was about 60 some points. So 2 to 3R, depending on the amount of risk that you put on. And then later on near the power hour as well, we had a nice kind of like a triple bottom here. Not as big of a move, but it did offer an opportunity for you to take a trade for longs as well there. So yeah, anyways, that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. Those are my trades on the updates. Honestly, February is shaping up to a pretty solid month considering there's less trading days. I will provide a month-end recap as I usually do, but it does look like we're shaping up to be a stronger month in January. So anyways, with that, as usual, if there's any comments or questions, drop comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you're not following me on Instagram as well, definitely follow me there because I do post as much as I can daily there. So I'll catch you guys around next time, guys.